Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to take a quick look at the new Blood Bowl 3 release from Cyanide. This is going to be the beta test, so it'll be limited and partially built version, but it's going to give us a good indication of what's going to come later this year, what features it's got. I'm really excited to dive into this one. Loading. And we are in. This is the beta version, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's not finished. It could be buggy, it could be broken, tell them about it. Fair enough, we can do that. For those of you that aren't aware, Blood Bowl 3 is the latest computerized version of the Games Workshop tabletop board game, Blood Bowl. Now, back in last November, we got Blood Bowl's second season, or Blood Bowl 2020 as it's been called, and this new Blood Bowl 3 is the digitized version of that game, bringing with it all the new changes, all the new teams, and all the features that you can find in the tabletop versions. For a long time, the two versions didn't quite line up, so this is now parity. What you can do in tabletop, you will be able to do online when all of the features are there. Okay, so we've got a shiny new landing page. This looks like it's just a banner, advertising banner telling us stuff. Witch Elf, interesting because Witch Elves, Dark Elves aren't in this version. We've also got create a new team, quick online match, and that looks to be about it. So let's have a look at the teams. With this being a beta test, not all of the features are available, but we have got 3 teams to play with. We've got the new Black Orcs, the new Imperial nobility, and the returning Elven Union team. That's quite a good mixture of teams, because the Black Orcs are heavy on that bash style of play, and the Imperial nobility team, which is replacing the Bretonians from Blood Bowl 2, with a few changes, falls down the middle, some agility, some bash, that sort of average game style, which should give us a chance to try out all sorts of interesting plays, see how the new rules play out. A nice change to see from Blood Bowl 2 is the improved player customization options. Now again, most of these aren't available, but it does indicate that we'll be able to change various individual components on individual players, and then colour the entire team using the 3 or maybe more colour palettes, along with a pattern, and then a team emblem to be chosen from quite a wide array of options. When it comes to building your teams, you can use the pre-generated teams that Blood Bowl 3 generates for you, or you can build your own as you've always been able to do. This allows you to choose the players you want, the number of rerolls, do you want to add any fans, before you finalise the team. And in terms of those teams, the budgets haven't changed, you've still got 1 million gold crowns to work with, and I can do a more in-depth video on the 3 individual teams later on, but for now I've just built 3 basic teams so we can get in and actually play a game here. The beta is giving us 3 game types to play. So across here on the play menu, we have play hot seat and play against the AI. These are both local offline versions. So playing the hot seat is playing against another human opponent on the same computer. Playing against the AI is a AI opponent. But the main option will be under quick match. So quick online match is going to be against real life online opponents. When it comes to actually getting your players on the pitch, the game has seen a huge graphical upgrade from Blood Bowl 2. To be expected, but it is there, it is noticeable. There are still a couple of glitches, a couple of issues with some goblins' feet through the floor, and a little bit of screen tearing when you're panning the camera around. But the camera itself, oh my, the camera is terrible. You don't have the freedom to move the camera left and right and forwards and backwards at the same time. You could move it left and right and up and down, or you can leave it on a jaunty angle and then pan left and right and up and forwards and backwards. It's clunky, shall we say. Again, you can deal with it, but it is far from perfect, and a big change from, again, the transitioning people from Blood Bowl 2 will notice this more than new players coming into Blood Bowl 3. Down in the bottom corner, we have all sorts of options for turning on and off the grids, turning off the skills, and turning off the tackle zones. Sometimes this is nice, because sometimes these can be too much, but at the same time, occasionally you do want these features to appear when they're relevant, such as tackle zones. But these don't change automatically, you do have to manually toggle them, which is again a little bit fiddly, shall we say. But overall, the rule set has been implemented. It appears correctly. Yeah, actions happen in the correct order. requiring you to designate a pass at the start of the action, or the same for a blitz, though occasionally the blitz action does just appear to disappear randomly, especially when you're standing... Well, I found it especially every time I just stand an ogre up, not do anything with them, just stand up and knock down ogre, that always used up the blitz action. Don't know why, but that is really frustrating. Now, the first match I played here was against the AI, and it is fair to say that the AI is as bad as always, if not perhaps even a little worse. First action, first game, red dice block into an ogre, re-rolled a double push into a turnover, but then the game kind of soft locked on me, allowing me to do nothing, so I had to quit that match and have another go. But I did manage to play out the first half of a follow-up match against the IA, and it did just about work. Again, lots of things going on. Again, losing the blitz being the most troublesome issue I found in the control side, but playing against the AI has a whole new issue in that the AI plays its turn so fast that you don't know what is happening. So here, this is an entire turn with multiple blocks. I don't know who is throwing the block, who is receiving the block, or what dice have been rolled when it comes to choosing the fend option. So here we're blocking against some of the nobility linemen who have the fend skill. But I don't know who is blocking them, where they might be pushed, or what the result is, whether they're being pushed or whether they're being knocked down. So that needs a little bit of fiddling because the dice log doesn't keep track of what's going on in real time, and we can't see the block dice. When you go on to play an online coach and a real life opponent, this isn't such an issue because the turns are played out much slower, because it's a real person on the other side of the computer. Overall, if you get a chance to get your hands on this beta, definitely give it a go. Bear in mind that it is still in development. This game is a long way from being finished, especially for consoles. It's not coming out until next year. And there will be far more content coming. There are a lot more teams coming with the full release and not limited just to 3. Why don't you drop me a message in the comments below? Let me know what you found, what glitches or problems you've uncovered, or if you've actually found a workaround for any of the existing faults. We can tell everyone else about them and share the progress, and also update Cyanide there so they can know what they need to focus on. Now, that was only my first impression on Blood Bowl 3. Over the coming week, I'm going to spend a lot more time with the game, play some more online matches, experiment with the teams and the builds, and try and find my way around the UI. So I've got a better idea of how it does work and how it is intended to work. Those matches I'm going to stream over on the Twitch side. If you want to see the game in action there live, you can always tune in and catch me there. And once again, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you like the content on the channel, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and a like on the video always helps as well. But until then, guys, thank you very much. I will catch you again soon.